Hello, Planerettes. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Why, it is day 25 of my 30-day Mindful Messy March challenge, where I show up here on YouTube, whether a live stream just like this one or recorded podcast or video, where I'm showing up messy, prepared, not prepared, whatever the day brings. I hope you are doing well. It is Tuesday, 1 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia, where I am from. Let me know where you are tuning in from and what time of the day it is. Let's say hello to Brenda. Can always count on Brenda to be in the live. Hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you are watching in the replay, do also let me know where you are tuning in from, or if you get any aha moments, or if you have any questions at all regarding anything really, but more so maybe ideal morning routine or using a habit tracker. Lauren, hello, nice to see you. I miss you so much. Hello, Jewish Planner Mom Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me. Melinda says it is afternoon for her. So yes, you're in New Zealand, yes? So yes, that's right. So Lauren is from New Mexico, 8 p.m. on a Monday. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of your precious time to spend a little bit of time with me, as well as the Planerettes community. I appreciate you so much. Brenda, Rapid City, 8 p.m. on a Monday. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you. Vanessa, hello, 8 p.m. over here. Thank you so much. Look, I don't want to take any more of your time, although can I please just say thank you so much to those in the Planerettes community sharing your April monthly cover page, doodling along with me the other day or yesterday. And so I appreciate that you are sharing all the wonderful things that you are creating in your planner. And of course, remember, that is your self-care time. That is a great time to be mindful and be present in the moment. So good on you. I am proud of you for doing that. And if you haven't yet shared or even joined the Planerettes community, the details in the description below. I know, Lauren's been so busy. Hopefully you are taking lots of self-care time as well. Yes, Melinda says it is 3 p.m. over there. Thank you. Yes, Melinda is even more into the future than I am. So I appreciate you being here. So now if you ever struggled with consistency in your morning routine, or felt like your morning just slips away without any intention, well, this live stream is for you. Today, I'm going to show you how I write down and track my morning routine using a habit tracker, which is I've used as my personal guide to I was going to say stress-free, less stress, or at least manageable, productive, and self-care focused start to my day. Now, why does a morning routine matter, and also tracking it? When you have a plan, right, you're more likely to follow through. Now, bear in mind that I don't get to do everything all of the time in my morning routine, but having a plan of action or a list of things to do, so then, if the day starts not so well, you have something to help guide you, and then that way, even if you don't get to do everything on your ideal morning routine, you can do one or two and then have a look what's really most important to me right now to make sure that I am looking after myself. So tracking your habit is going to help you stay consistent, motivated, and accountable. Cheyenne, hello from Iowa. Is this your first time here? Well, let's quickly see how I make sure I've got this all sorted. Welcome. Yay! Thank you for joining the Planerettes community. I hope you have a good time hanging out with me and the rest of the community in the live chat. Thank you so much. Now, so what does an ideal morning routine and having a guide like a habit tracker do? It'll help remove the decision fatigue. So you know how we go, what am I supposed to do now? What is it again that I said was important to me? Okay, so having a more ideal morning routine, whether you have it in a habit tracker or a list or a little prompt card to remind you of what you to do, it can remove the decision fatigue. So you can focus on what truly matters, and that's looking after yourself first, setting a nice good foundation to the start of your day. So if you are ready, grab your planner, your journal, or even just a simple notepad or plain paper, and let us do this together. Let's go. Okay, so I have my A5 Filofax Domino Soft Planner in the color Duck Egg. So I will be changing this next week for April in the color Orchid. This was gifted to me by Filofax. And if you did want to go have a peruse on the Filofax site and check out what they have. Now, I do just use their cover. So all the Filofax come with inserts them already, but I do use my own printable download. But check the description for my affiliate discount code, so that if you are wanting to either get something similar or just want to have a look, check it out and use my discount code. So Stephanie, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Planets assemble. Hello everyone, hope you are well. Okay, so let's quickly dive into it. I have printed my habit tracker, so this is part of the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable, but I've just taken one so then I can write as I go today and then let you know how I use it for my ideal morning routine. So I normally take a few lines in the morning, and a lot of the things that I put in my habit tracker are my morning routine, because those are the things that will help set me in a better position to get the rest of my tasks and to-dos and the productivity stuff. So if you look after yourself, your well-being and your self-care, hopefully that will have a knock-on effect for the rest of your day. So it's really important. You know how when you'll feel like you're catching up on your day, setting yourself, grounding yourself with morning routine is really, really important. So let me show you my current March habit tracker. So this is where, that's my calendar. This is where I'm at. So as you can see, we're on Tuesday here. I've got 1 week left. So this started out as that. So now if you are new to habit tracking and you go, oh my God, how much habits do you have? A lot of these things that I have on my habit tracker, I actually already do and remember to do habitually. But I use them to help me stack on or anchor the new habits that I want to incorporate into my day, or the ones that I said, are really important to me and I want to get better at. Hello, Ronnie Cat. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm feeling okay. How about you? Thank you, Ronnie Cat, for your message in the Plannerettes community. I love getting those messages and much needed. So I'm really, really happy. Can I just say, I'm really, really happy that a lot of you are posting in the Plannerettes community, because it's not just my community, it's ours. So don't leave it to me to just post all the time. Share, and a lot of you have been already sharing, especially for those of you who are not active or don't have a social media presence. It's a great way to share what you're doing, both the struggles, any challenges, as well as the wins, because the more we celebrate it with each other, or the more we share some of the stuff that's in our lives, it's going to make it feel like we are not alone. And that's really important, that we are not alone. Cindy, hello, nice to see you. And the Plannerette, same, chugging along, happy to catch another live stream. Fantastic, and I am so happy you are all here. Okay, so let's dive into the habit tracker. So the habit tracker is going to be a nice guide for you if you, if you do have one, because it's going to keep all your morning habits in one place. So as you can see from here, probably, so last one is breakfast there. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so all these things here my morning routine as of March. And so things, a lot of them are things to do with my self-care and my well-being. And having a habit tracker also helps me see my progress, see what I need to work on, which areas maybe I'm not doing as well. And then I can think maybe that's more of an afternoon routine rather than a morning routine. And also it is a great visual reminder for me to stay on track. So if I do miss a few days, look, be very, very okay with missing days, because life is not the same each and every day. Life's going to throw, surprises, emergencies, fun stuff along the way that you go, I really want to do this. And so I'm just going to, put some of my habits aside to do this exciting new thing. Okay. So really important that you're not hard on yourself when you are not doing the habits and routines you've said is important each and every day. It's not about being 100%. It's about picking up again when you can, as soon as possible. And then that way, then you just start new again. All right. So your habit tracker or a guide like this with your morning routine, there's no more, what should I do first again? Right? Because remember, our brain is not for remembering things. It's for, being creative. So when you have a list or a habit tracker like this with everything that you said, these are my ideal things I'd love to cover before I start the day, before I become start being productive and look at my to-do list. All right, helps you go, what should I do first? And the great thing is, because it's already planned, you don't have to think about anything. It's like, what's the next thing again? It's all there, and all you got to do is do the stepping stone and take it one step at a time. And of course, seeing your progress is going to help build that momentum and motivation. So let me know in the chat right now, or if you are watching on the replay, do you use a habit tracker for your morning routine? Or do you have a list of the ideals, habits, and routines you'd like to perform in the morning to help you set your day? Or do you have a prompt card? Where's one of my prompt card? Let me see. Do I have one handy? Is this one? I think this is not my morning routine. I can't find my one, but this is a little prompt card that has sticky note flags, and then it tells you maybe do your stretches, do your meditation, read your script, your Bible if you're a spiritual person. So if you have a list, I'll make sure to put the link in the description for how you can make this using, this is just a laminate, offcut of a laminated sheet, or if you can find packaging plastic. And then I've got sticky note flags, and then I just use my label maker. So you can use a list like this, a prompt card, to tell you what's next. Okay, and then just go down the list. Or if you just have a little list, maybe near the kitchen counter or by your computer, or if you have a habit tracker to write down all your lists. So let me know if you have a habit tracker or a list with the things you need to do in the morning that you say is important to you, that looks after yourself, physical, mental, spiritual well-being. Remember, we need to look after ourselves. If we go straight in with tasks and to-dos, then that's okay for some days, but we have to make sure we build that foundation, that we are okay, that if something comes up, whether it's an emotional turmoil, we are in a good position to bounce back a little bit quicker, a little bit faster than we would if we forget, we don't look after ourselves. Okay, so Steph says, I just printed your habit tracker to start using today. Fantastic. Brenda says, yes, I use a habit tracker for my routine, and Ronnie Cat has a list. I love it, because then it takes away, remember, that takes away that having to remember what to do next. All right, so this is going to, list or a habit tracker is going to make things easier to adjust as well if something isn't going right. Okay, so I'm going to start today. So this is just a what do you call it, because I do have my April, let me zoom out again. I do have my April, uh, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, so we did our doodle session yesterday, embellishing our April cover page, and then we've got the calendar. So I have my April habit tracker printed here, but I thought I'll show you on here the routines and the habits that I use that's ideal, right? I'm saying ideal because sometimes it changes. And if I see things, later down the track, maybe mid-month, that it's not working, I'm just going to grab some paper to fit behind here because my desk is a little bit what do you call it, there's texture on it, and so I don't want to be writing on there. All right, so let me zoom in. Like I said, remember, you can have just 1 to 2 habits and routines in your morning that you think at this stage is important to you. I'm just going to use my March as a guide, and I'll walk you through why I write these habits and why I want to have them as part of my morning routine. Vanessa says, I love the idea of tracking what days I eat breakfast and going outside. Those are 2 simple habits that I really want to do every day. Exactly. And so I also have on here the breakfast is so much more really as in that's the break in my day, right? So it's like, okay, done my morning routine, which means, so it's like I always say my breakfast, lunch, and dinner are the stake in the ground to say, all right, it breaks up my day and reminds me to eat, because sometimes it's not that I forget to eat, it's just that maybe I'm working through something and then suddenly it's 12 o'clock and I haven't eaten breakfast, and then I wonder why I'm a cranky mum or a cranky wife, right? So it's important that we do use the breakfast, and also it's a great way to then, like I said, anchor your day. It's like, okay, by this time I should have had breakfast to ensure that then I start the next part of my day. Okay, so the first thing I have on my habit tracker is drink a glass of water. I've only been actually doing this recently when I heard Mel Robbins start doing this herself. And because I actually drink quite a lot of coffee, it's more now, it's not that I need it, it's just become a habit that it's like, oh, okay, it's 10:30, let's make coffee. Oh, it's 1 o'clock, let's have a coffee. Oh, it's 3:30, have a coffee. And in the past, before I think February, it's one of the first thing I used to do. So if you've just come out of your sleep where you haven't eaten or haven't drunk anything, and suddenly the first thing I have is coffee, then of course that's not, I'm not watering. So if I can think of myself as a plant, I'm not watering. So I would put drink glass of water. Okay, and then Mel Robbins also said there's studies that if you do drink a glass of water first thing in the morning, and then if you can hold off drinking coffee for at least an hour or an hour and a half, then you are actually less likely to need to want to drink coffee for the rest of the day. And I have found that that has worked for me, because then it's like my I can see my what do you call it, main camera is flickering. I don't know, I probably have to plug it and unplug it, so hopefully it's not too bothersome. So what I do is I actually know I counted this is might be a little bit silly, but it's working. I counted, so I measured a glass of water, I think it's an ounce, or 250 milliliters of water is one glass, one standard glass. So what I did, I filled a cup with 1 glass of water, and then I counted I counted how many gulps it takes me to finish a glass of water. So now when I have my water bottle, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count in my head 5, 6, and I'm like, I'm only at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. And so I think this is 2 glasses of water. And so by the time I drank 12 gulps of water, then I know I have drunk a glass of water. So if you've ever gone, how will I know if I have a big water bottle? How will I know what 1 glass is? So that's what I've done. I've gone, so that was 3 gulps, right? So drinking a glass of water. Well, first of all, good for your skin, good for your body, right? And so I know I've woken up a lot of days back in my 20s, 30s, and 40s where I've woken up and my face looks dry, it looks gray. So hydrating ourselves is a great physical habit for us. So let me know who drinks a glass of water, if not first thing in the morning, but one of your habits in the morning. So if your hydration is one of those things that you want to get better at, drink in the morning, first thing in the morning, because this is going to help wake up your body, boost your energy, and then also it helps you focus, because that's just like, it's like, imagine having, dry dirt for your plant. Right, so it's for us. It's sort of like you need our bodies, are made up of water, so we need to make sure we go and hydrate ourselves. Okay, so Les, where is my mouse? My mouse keeps disappearing. I probably need to do the, reset for my computer. Um, Melinda says, I have a list, but I have named it Routine Builder. Fantastic. The name change was what I needed. I'm using it more now. Exactly. Just use it, whatever name that will help inspire you or prompt you. Because remember, it's all about triggers and prompt. What is it that will help me remember or help motivate me to action it? I love that. Routine builder. I love that. I'm using this time to review my routines and what I want to build on further. And remember, you can 8 ounces of water is one glass. Thank you, Ronnie Cat. And remember, you can change it up. It's not stuck forever. If you see here, I had originally in my morning routine high-fiving, myself in the mirror and writing down 5 dreams each and every day. I mean, that's great and all, of course, for me to help focus on what is it that I really want. But then I was finding that it was becoming redundant because I actually also write my mood. And so look, here on the 15th, I changed it up. And then instead of writing high five or writing down 5 of my dreams, I put a 5-minute tidy up, and I've been doing that not too bad. So I did one today. I put my clothes away. So really important that don't think that just because you've written it down, you've got to do it for all of the month. Like if you find a week into you doing something and you go, oh, it's not working out, or it's like feeling like a chore, you might have to think maybe it's not a morning routine. Maybe it's an evening routine or an afternoon routine. Okay, so don't be so stuck that you go, well, I said I wrote it, well, I wrote it down, so I better do it. Look, I change my mind. I change my mind all the time. And that's just how it is, because it needs to fit your lifestyle. Okay, you're not supposed to try and fit your life into the habit tracker if it's not working. So really, really important. Brenda says, I drink 16 ounces before my coffee every morning when I take my meds and supplements. Love that. Coffee and water are my favorites, but I love drinking water. Yes, and if it's a nice cold, water as well. So really important. So then the other thing that I have been doing as well is stretching. So remember, I don't know if you have followed me, stretching is so important, because what happens is if we have, everything's lagging on my side, probably our internet probably is, or something's going on with the speed of it. So what happens when we, amygdala, that part of the brain that's for fight, flight, or freeze, right? So it's our central nervous system. What happens is it also reads the way our body is. So if we are tensed up, so if we've been curled up at night, right, curled up and you're a side sleeper and you like to curl in a lovely fetus position, right? Or if your pillow's not so nice and you get really creaky neck, right? So then you wake up and there's tension in your shoulder. So what happens is the amygdala, that part of your brain, goes, why are we all tensed up? What's going on? Why are we ready to run from danger? Are we ready to fight something? right? Or are we ready to freeze and stay still and, not be discovered? Because remember, our brain is still in its prehistoric, the way, it was in caveman days, right? So it's ready to fight, flight, or freeze. So then if your body has a lot of tension when you wake up in the morning, it already is like in a fight, ready to fight, ready to freeze, or ready to run away. And so stretching, and mine is just simple. Okay, so what do I do? So then I put my hands up in the air and stretch as high as I can. Try and tuck in my tummy, and then all right. So stretching. I'm making sure I'm not like sweaty. I've got sweaty pad. So stretch. All right, and then reaching my hand to one side, trying to stretch the side of my body, and then leaning a little bit. So these are easy stretches. They're not. Of course, do make sure first to check with your doctor. Okay, so anything you do, any physical movement that you do, please make sure to check with your doctor first. So don't go, well, Marianne said to do stretches. Make sure it is within your physical capacity. All right, so check first. Ask your general practitioner, what type of stretches can I do in the morning to help release any tension? So I do my stretches to the side, and then I do my neck, go big circle one way, and then you hear that creak, all right, do it the other way. And then I don't know all the yoga poses, but I bend at the waist and just let my arms hang. So then any back, and if anyone has any back issues, please. All right, so this is what I do, and so it is in no way what I'm telling you should do, but this is what I do with stretches. Or even just stretching your arms in front of you, especially if you work at the computer, your wrist, right? Make them go around. So whatever stretches is within your capacity, and check with your general practitioner, that's really going to help ease the tension, and then says to your amygdala, that part of the brain, right, that says, oh, there's no tension, we're relaxed, everything's okay. All right, so stretching or any type of movement, just walking in place, doing light marches or high, no jumping. I don't like any jumping exercise, by the way, right? So just, high knees, right? These are going to get your blood flowing, and then it's also going to help you feel refreshed. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. Melinda says, I drink 3 glasses first thing in the morning. I actually have water with my breakfast. I don't have my first coffee or tea until I have been up for an hour, feeling so much better. Exactly that. Let that any caffeine, at least harm an hour to an hour and a half after you've woken up. So that's what the studies and research have shown will help you not actually crave it as much later on in the day. So I'm fine when I drink water first thing. I'll probably only have that morning coffee and not crave it at 10:30 or 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or in the evening. So it does help a lot. Krishka's yoga has a morning stretch routine, and it helps get the bones moving better. Exactly. So whatever it is within your physical capacity, start adding some light stretches or some light movement to help the blood flowing, because you've been, asleep for however many hours you've been asleep, and it's going to help you feel more refreshed. The next thing I like to do, so I've done drinking water. I've done some stretches, so those are for my body. And then now I'm going to have a look at my mental well-being. Okay, so I go and write down my mood. So I have a little dedicated journal here. I also have it as part of the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable. Where is it? So if you just want a quick mood log, I have it in my well-being tracker. Where is it? Okay. Okay. just trying to have a look at one. You can, okay, so there's my mood log. So it's just 2 lines in the well-being planner spread, but with all the different things that I'm trying to decide, and you know, the trajectory of what I want to do, I go and write down in a an A6 lined journal. So it's just a simple A6 book, and then I use this is the Hobonichi original, making sure I'm saying all the right terminology. So the Hobonichi cover, I think this was last season's Holly Brooks print, and then I have the cover on cover to protect it, because so then that way it's, you know, I, because my desk sometimes has, you know, stains or pen markings, I'm keeping it nice and clean with a clear cover on cover. Inside I have 2 A6 Muji notebooks. So this is the one I was using to write my 5 dreams each morning, writing it down. But for my mood logs, the ones where I can actually write a little bit longer, I have, so I just divide the page in half. So then I don't feel like I'm right, because remember, I don't know if you know, I like things in columns rather than in rows or vertical. So then I just fold the page in half, and then I'll write down 1 column, and I just write, so then, because of course I do like, what do you call it, using my colorful markers, so I'll write in different colors and outline it, so it's a nice little, okay, I've done my stretch, now let's just go and focus on the mood. So I'll write down the month and the date, and then I'll write down the mood log. What I do is how I feel. Okay, so no judgment. Emotions are neither good nor bad. It's just a message on how we're feeling, depending on what happened in the day or the day before, or what someone might have said or done. Okay, so it's not bad. I can see my camera flickering. It's not bad at all. It's just a message to say you're feeling this big way because this happened. So, you know, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling excited, right? So just that I am feeling. So just put I am feeling, because that's the mood, that's the emotion that you're feeling. So whatever it is, I am feeling. And then you write why. I am feeling happy because, you know, I opened up my Plannerettes community and saw that there were quite, you know, a few posts from the Plannerettes telling me that they did the doodle session with me, embellishing the April pages. Or I'm feeling a little bit emotionally drained because, you know, my mind is still unsure of what I need to do with this or that. Or I feel angry because last night, you know, I got an email that wasn't, you know, happy, or I'm really excited about a new project. So that's all you're doing. How you feel and why. Okay, the reason I like doing that is because it acknowledges, of course, my feeling in the morning, and helps me figure out what is it then that I need to do in the day to either make me, you know, keep me in a happy mood, or to help me feel better. And then you can just write 1 or 2 things. So let's say, you know, I'm feeling really tired and drained this morning because I didn't get, you know, enough sleep. Okay, so what do I need to do today? I need to make sure I'm, you know, eating my meals at the right time, get myself out for a walk to get that movement, and then make sure this evening I prepare myself a nice little routine to get me into the right frame of mind to go to bed early. Okay, so how I feel, why I feel that way, and what is it, one thing I can do to make me feel better. And then I also write, you know, what I'm grateful for. So writing down what you're grateful for is really important. So you can do just a few sentences like I did in my well-being planner spread. Okay, so it doesn't have to be long essay or anything like that. So you can either just see how it's just a couple of lines, a couple of lines. See, I don't do it every day all the time, because sometimes I start the morning, you know, with something new, or like I have to get done right away. Okay, so just a couple of lines. Or if you need to work through a few more, bigger emotions, then you can write more than one sentence. And so here, all right. So then I've got in here, just don't wait until a new month, right? Just start. December 1st, January, February. I got to put March, okay? So that's what I do in the morning. It acknowledges how you feel, why you feel that way, and what is it you can do to help you feel better in the day. All right, so that's what I do with my mood log. Melinda says, I know if I don't go for my morning, I do find I am out of sorts. Exactly. Because it's sort of like your head is all just, you just woke up and you go, what is it I need to do now? Okay. And then you go straight to your task or to-dos, and then you haven't looked after yourself. So a lot of my morning routine are me-centered. Because if I'm not in a good frame of mind, like Melinda just said, right, then your day is all, because it's like now it just feels like you're doing tasks and to-dos that matter to other people rather than matter to you. Ronnie Cat says, I want to move things out of the Microsoft to-do list and task and put routines and plan on paper instead. Now, of course, you can do both. Sometimes I might need to do reminders with apps and things like that. But what I find is with devices, because I did do my planning on an iPad, so digital journaling. But what I found is there's distractions. So first of all, for me, sometimes I don't, charge it. So then, or my Apple Pencil is not charged, or my iPad's not charged, or there's distractions, notifications pop up. But there is science and study that it helps you retain and remember when you are writing things down on paper, because essentially you've thought it. Now you got to send a message to your hand and the pen to write it down. And then when you're writing it down, all right, and you're forming the letters to form the words or sentences, you're seeing it twice and then you read it. So it helps retain the information a lot better than digital. If you're having to type it on a computer or having to just tick, on your to-do list. Both work. So it's not that one is better than the other, but there is scientific and studies that have shown that writing things down on paper help you retain it. It's more in front of you as well, and it's that tactile activity of having to write it down helps you remember it more. Excellent. All right, let me just quickly keep going. And then the other thing that I have changed, so I want to do my 5-minute tidy up, 5-minute. That has been sort of like a nice little, so let me zoom in again. So that's just, I'll put the timer on my watch or on my phone, or if you've got a, kitchen timer, and that's all I do. When the timer goes off at 5 minutes, I'll just finish off whatever I'm doing. So then that way it's just telling my brain that, hey, making sure your environment is also nice and clear, just the same way as your mind. Your physical environment also can affect your mood. So helping just a little tidy up tidy up in the morning is just helping you go, all right, my environment is also an important part of my mental well-being, because when things are in place, things should be where they're at, or surfaces are clean, then it doesn't clutter your visual, right? So that's for me, doing some sort of tidy up is really important as well. So you can have this as just maybe putting clothes away or putting things back where they should be, just grabbing. I know a lot of tidy organizing accounts just have a basket where they just go pick everything up that doesn't belong in its place, pop it in a basket, and then maybe at the end of the day get the kids, okay, the things in that basket, can you all please put it away, or grab whatever is yours and put it away. So then that way you have a nice clear area. So let me know, do you have sort of like a routine in your morning that has to do with cleanup or tidying up or just looking after your physical environment? Okay, so once I've done that, because I know that's important to me, because at the moment, if I don't do any like tiny little tidy ups along the way, then the dining table is full of clothes. And then the dining table is full of mum's, printables and mum's crafty stuff. So then I make sure that I have it in my mind that, hey, tidy as you go. All right. So then the next thing I do is meditate. I have found that so my oldest son is 17 now. So about 7 years ago, I started doing meditation using the Headspace app. So let me see if I can show you. So when I open up my Headspace app, it has a guide of, so this one is take 5 gentle breaths, and so it has a sound that's like, sort of like guide you, so you can close your eyes if you want, like a breathing in and breathing out. And then sometimes it'll have a video of someone practicing, mindfulness, like going to the, looks like this one is something about food. And then there is a guided meditation. You can have it like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, or up to 15 minutes. But I just do about 5 or 6 minutes because I found the 10-minute one, my mind does wander a little bit. So I'll either do all 3 or I'll just do 1 if I'm short of time. But I make sure at least I do the 5 gentle breaths and maybe the guided meditation. So, let me know, do you do some sort of, remember, meditation doesn't have to be the cross-legged arming, and it's meditation is about finding a moment to be mindful, which means focusing on the present moment. So that could be painting by numbers, or crocheting, or coloring in, because you have to focus on the now. You have no room to go and think about the past or about the future. And then, of course, the meditation portion of it is, it helps train your mind that if a thought does come in, all right, you acknowledge it. Okay, so yep, my thought says I've got to go, pick up the dry cleaning, and then okay, all right, and then just let it go. Let it go. So the reason why I started this mindfulness activity was actually when my older son wanted to start going to school on his own. So, Mom, I'm big enough, and the school says when they're in 5th grade or grade 5, or they're this age, then they can go to school on their own without the parental guidance, and it's only a block away. However, even though it's only a block away, there's a 4-lane main road, and so of course my mind goes and wanders into all the things that could happen, and it drove me really insane that I could feel me being physically ill because of all the worry. And so I'm going, I can't have this. I have to allow my son to grow and develop and build his own independence. And I can't go, no, sorry, Mum's going to walk you to school each and every day because I can't handle the thought of anything going wrong. So I went, what do I need to do to let these intrusive thoughts from entering my mind and making me so sick, and then stopping my son from being independent? And then so all right, well, what sort of things? And so that mindfulness of practicing to focus on something, and in this case it's the breath, and then acknowledging that if a thought does come in, that I can acknowledge it and let it go. So then, now he's 17, I have worries of, when he goes to parties, what if someone spikes his drink? What if, someone starts a fight with him, or he's traveling to and from on the public transport and someone, picks on him. So all these things. So now it's like, okay, all right, acknowledge the thought. And then, we put things in place for him to make sure he's safe, that he's telling us where he is or when he's coming home. So that's why I started doing the mindfulness in the morning. So I use a meditation app, so Meditate. Okay, so let me know if you practice any form of mindfulness activity in your day. So that doesn't have to be the breathing thing. It can be anything that helps you focus in the moment. So that could be, planning your day. That's a mindfulness activity. If you're planning your day or filling in your habit tracker, those are the things that help you. So, mindfulness or deep breathing, it's going to help reduce the stress. Because sometimes when we wake up in the morning, first thing we think about is like, I've got so many things to do today. Okay, and so then your heart rate, starts rising, and then you start tensing up because then you got to go, send that email that you've been putting off, every single day, right? So the mindfulness activity and the deep breathing is going to help reduce the stress and then help set a calm mindset for the day. Okay, so let me know. Hello, Yvonne. Nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning indeed. Big hugs. Big hugs. Oh, I'm a good mother. I hope so. No, I am. See, I'm reframing. I was about to say, I hope so. Reframing. I am a good mum. Thank you, Yvonne, for reminding me. Melinda says, I do that during my morning walk. Feel the air temperature around me. Listen to the bird calls and also the sound of the sea breaking on the shore. Oh, wow, what a beautiful walk that you have, Melinda. Very jealous. For me, I live in the city here in Sydney, and it's like, beep, 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 beep. So that's why I do have to have my headset on, how my body is responding during my walk. I love that. So it's what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you taste. I love that. That's called grounding technique or noting. I love that, Melinda. Thank you for sharing that with us indeed. Okay, so then meditate. And then for me, because I do have a content platform, so I upload on Instagram. It's just because I need to capture I need to make sure I capture my audience in the morning, because then once, if it's in the afternoon, everyone's busy doing their, work or afternoon stuff. So one of my things is work related, or, that is not me centered. So I make sure I do that, because it's important to me to ensure that I am sharing some value with my audience on Instagram. So then that way, they keep coming back. Okay, so if you are not following me on Instagram, please do so at Marianne Cress, and make sure to like and comment as well over there, because at the moment Instagram ain't playing nice, because it's just like you send out, or you put these posts, and then it's crickets at the moment. So they're doing all the different stuff that they do to keep people on their platform, but it's sort of those who have been there a while, not getting promoted as much, I feel, anyway. But yes, Melinda says, I'm in the city as well, but I'm walking at 5 a.m. Before I go to work. I love that. That's so good, Melinda. So yeah, that's very important that you are going for those walks. So once I've done that, I've uploaded on Instagram, then I go on my walking pad. Right, so I purchased a walking pad on Amazon, walking pad. Now, I won't share which one I have, because I'm only little. I'm 4'10" and 3/4, and then those things that you see on the pictures, right? They put the walking pad and then they superimpose a person, so then it looks like it's bigger than what it is, and that's why it's important to measure measure the things that you buy and purchase online, because this walking pad is just perfect for me, right? Because I have short legs, and so my normal walking stride isn't big, so it's just the perfect length for me. So if I put put it on my Amazon, for those of you who's just, because even sometimes if I'm taking a bigger stride, I feel the edge of the walking pad. So really important, if you're going to purchase a walking pad, have a look at the measurement, figure out what your average stride length is. So these are the things I would suggest if you want to purchase a walking pad. I think you can put in somewhere, go Google it, right? Put in somewhere your height and then what the average walking length is, your walking stride, or just put, measure it yourself, just normal. All right, from here to here is your walking stride, and then measure the length of whatever walking pad you see, and then, make sure it's much longer than your normal stride because you don't want your feet walking on the pad, like that has the numbers and all the screen, or slipping off at the back. Because I'm going, man, lucky I'm only short. Because if I purchase this, I'll be like returning it because it's totally just right for my little short, short leg stride. So that's why I don't actually go and recommend it on there because it's just for anyone much taller than 4'10 3/4. It's not going to be. It's going to be too small. Let's have a look. Yvonne says, Aronica, there's something to be said about pen to paper. Yeah, and there's lots of studies about how much you can retain with writing things down. But remember, you can also there's nothing wrong with digital planning if that works best for you, but especially if you're moving from one place to the other, from home to work, and being able to see the planner in the cloud is so much easier. Or if you don't have your planner around, it's good to either have a nice hybrid system as well. Vanessa says, I need to check out the Headspace app and start meditating. Both of my children are autistic, and I think adding yes, because of course, I'm not sure, Vanessa, if you know, my youngest son, who's 16, is on the autism spectrum, and it's so important that I am in a better frame of mind. I was going to say good frame, a better frame of mind than he is, because unfortunately, we can set each other off. So when he's having a challenging moment, I'm normally having a challenging moment. So I need to make sure that I am looking after my mental well-being, and then doing the same breathing and mindfulness techniques that I teach him. So what I'll do, if you've never tried Vanessa the Headspace app before, I'll make sure, so give me about an hour or so. I'll have lunch soon. I'll put in the description a 30-day guest pass if you've never used Headspace app before. So there's a 30-day guest pass, which is what I tried at the beginning. And there's so many other things there. One of the things that I use on the Headspace app is the white noise. So all it is, it's shh. I put that next to my son, and then somehow it just calms him down, and it's like I'm there going, I tried it for the first couple of times and going, oh, this is probably just a one-off. But when I put that shh, it's like he's not as bouncy in the evening. So and I think and I think adding meditation to my journaling and walking routine will help with the stress. Yes, Vanessa, we need it. And not just because we're parents of children on the spectrum, but everybody needs to make sure that we are taking those mindfulness opportunity, because the mindfulness or meditation comes in so handy when we are not in the best frame of mind, because then we know it's sort of like I have to think of an analogy for it. But it's just like having if you have a little first aid kit in your bag, right? So if you have a first aid in your bag, like it's got the band-aid and maybe wipes to clean any, right? It's just having it in our backpacks. So then when something does go wrong, we go, it helps center ourselves. And then if no thoughts come in our head, because we are stressed as carers of our children or who are special needs, it just really helps us go, okay, what do I need to do? Let's just focus on our breathing, right? So the mindfulness helps you, and doing it on a daily basis is one of those tools that's in your pocket, that if you are out and about, that you could go, okay, I'm the typical, well, yeah, I'm in a better position to get myself calm, so then I don't rub off on him as well, because when he senses that I'm not calm, then he's not calm either. Okay. Ronnie Cat says, my hubby kept saying, you were shorter than me, but not by far. Yes, see, I didn't even reach 150 centimeters, Ronnie Cat. I'm only 148 centimeters. It's like, duh. I love pen and paper. And Ronnie Cat, I love water too. My choice of drink is always water. I love it. Yes, meditating is great for de-stress. Listening to classical music always relaxes me, especially when I have a bad headache. Yes, I actually loved listening to classical music when I was a teenager, and I always have that just right after I've cleaned my room. Right, when everything looks perfect, my bed's been made, and I'm sitting in my nicely organized bedroom, then I put a beautiful classical music on. So yes, me too, Ronnie Cat, me too. All right, so let's quickly keep going. So walking pad. So I just do about and for January, February, I was just doing about 10 minutes on my walking pad. But then I thought, all right, I'll now increase it. So let's have a look. So I have printed an extra weekly spread from my planner, Ultimate Planner bundle. Oops, sorry for making everyone. So I write down my ideal time walking in the morning on my walking pad. So the reason why I got a walking pad is so then hope the ideal routine is that I can consistently walk on it and not have to worry about the weather. I still make sure I do get myself outside. So on a separate weekly spread, so I just printed back to back a weekly spread that has and then I just created, on Word document, or I think this was on Canva, workout weekly planner. So I write it all down again and again each week. Right. So, because again, that's part of my mindfulness, because I love using my pens and writing things down and practicing my penmanship. So I write it again and again. Like I could easily go, why don't I just have it, written on one, and I'll just go off it, because then I also like to cross it off, because crossing it off makes me feel accomplished. It gives me that dopamine hit. So I write it down and then I cross it off. Okay, so in my workout for my walking pad, that's that one up here. So I'll either put 20 to 30 minutes, or if I don't have the energy or I don't want to walk, I put 15 to 20. So I have two options. I'll give myself two options. So then if the energy is not there, or I really don't want to go and walk, I have either a scale or a range, 10 to 15 or 20 to 30 minutes. And then I just go watch something on YouTube while I'm walking on my walking pad. And I also have, about, 30 minutes at 4 to 5 kilometers per hour. So I write that down. I like crossing it off. There's March the 10th to 16th. There's last week. And then I got to write this week's walking routine. So again, walking pad is just going to help add that movement. Remember, so that adding stretching or movement will help refresh the body and get it moving as well. So then, once I've done that, I have my breakfast. Okay, so that is my ideal routine. Let's have a zoom in again. Zoom. All right, so 2, 4. So physical, emotional and mental well-being, my environment, my mental, little bit of work, and then physical, right? So I've looked after my mental well-being by noting down my mood. I've been looking after my body by drinking, having some stretches and light movement or walking. I help, tidy up my environment, because I am a visual person. And so if I see clutter, I know it's one of those things that might set me off, right? Because it's like, there's things on the floor, there's things on the table. And more so probably what I think my children and my husband will think is like, We have a dining table, Mum, and all your stuff is on it. Okay, so really, really important that our physical environment is also being looked after. And I only live in a small apartment, so I don't have a two-story house, and so and the rest of the family help with the cleaning as we go. So my older son does the vacuuming, hubby does the kitchen, and the young ones now helping with the laundry or just sorting out the clothes from his their laundry basket. So really, really important. Okay, so let me know in the chat, or if you are watching on replay, what's one habit you want to track in the morning. So I know a lot of you have already said making sure drink water. Vanessa says adding meditation. So Vanessa, I'll make sure. Let me know, Vanessa, if you're in the Plannerettes community as well. I'll make sure to maybe send you a 30-day guest pass link to Headspace as well. And yeah, there's stuff there too for children. Like there's Elmo and the Sesame Street Gang, I think, doing for Headspace for children as well. So that I haven't explored that for my younger son yet, but maybe that's something I can do. Okay. So now that I've written down, it's about making sure, I follow through. So in the morning, right? So like normally when I wake up, I get to my desk, turn on my lights, and then open up my planner to my habit tracker, right? Because straight away, because I'm like, I don't know what's today? What's today? Okay, so I go into my habit tracker. Where is my? Oh, it's here. I'll go to my habit tracker. Let's just pop that down. Okay, so once I've written my morning routine down, so this is the way I work. So I wake up in the morning and then I go and open my habit tracker, and then I go, okay, all right, water and pill. So my pill, all right. So okay, so I go fill up my water bottle, and then drink 20 gulps, go, and then I go and take the pill. All right, so then I'll go next to my desk. I'll get up and do my stretch. All right, so I try and action this first thing in the morning, so then that way I don't check my emails. I mean, I do check my my social media first thing. I try not checking my phone as one of the first thing in the morning. That it doesn't how it works. So but I make sure I don't check my email, so then I don't feel like I have to do reply right away. Okay, so it's so much easier to start when you have a plan, because you just go, all right, what do I need to do? Okay, so then I do my stretches. And so doing these small habits is going to help create some positive ripple effect for the whole day. Because if you've set your mind, your body, and in a positive refresher in the morning, it's just going to, and I know when I don't do my morning routine, normally the afternoon I feel all lost. I feel like, what am I supposed to do again? Okay, so doing small habits is going to help create positive routine and ripple effect for the rest of the day. And then, okay, I've done my stretches, and then I write in my mood log. So remember, my mood log is my little A6 notebook, and then I just write. Sometimes when in the morning I don't know what I feel, so I'll just go, it's 8:45 in the morning, and I'm sitting here not really knowing what I should do next, or just writing something down. And then, and again, please just remember, your emotions and your feelings are neither good nor bad. It's just a message to you that you're feeling that way because of something that's happened or something is said. Okay, so that's all it is. Don't judge it, because that's what happens when we judge our feelings, because it's like, don't cry. Well, it's like, well, like, I should, because something sad happened, or why are you angry about something? It's because something pissed me off, right? So it's just a messaging system to you that those emotions are there because of something or someone, and then it's neither good nor bad. And that's why it's like, how if something sad happens and then someone doesn't react, we think, what's wrong with them? Right? Because they reacting the way you do is a sign of emotional intelligence, because that's the normal, typical way of reacting to something sad, happy, things that make you angry, things that make you excited. But if we repress it and we don't acknowledge it, then we can't work through it. We can't create a plan. All right. So, really, really helpful that uh, having a habit tracker and a morning routine in the morning is going to help reduce the overwhelm, but at one step at a time, instead of trying to fix our mornings all at once. Because you know how when you wake up and just go, oh my God, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. Okay, what do I need to do first? Okay, and you just feel lost. But if you have a habit tracker or a list or reminders on your app or on your phone, you don't have to try and remember anything, because it'll help remind you. You've got your prompts, and it's you're just doing one tiny little step at a time. So make sure the habits that you put on there are easy, manageable, and simple. Like, I know for a lot of you who might love working out, love to go and do 45 to an hour and a half workout. For me at this stage, it's not something I want to do. So I'm starting small. So before, I started with 10-minute walk on the walking pad. I've now started to increase it to 20 to 30 minutes. And so it's just a matter of finding longer videos to watch or longer podcasts to listen to. So I'm also helping my mental well-being, okay? And the great thing by having a habit tracker like this that focuses on you, it helps reinforce the identity that you want to be. So if you want to be a person that is, you know, fit, like not fit like as in muscular or like have six pack, but someone who is physically able to move, pick up something from the floor and not have your back and knees creak, right? So this will help set the identity. I want to be a person who reads. I am a reader. I am a planner. I am a healthy person. I am, what else is on there? I am in touch with my feelings, right? I am emotionally intelligent. Okay. So it's the identity that you want. What type of person do you want to be? Your habits and routines in the morning will help you reinforce that, because you're doing tasks and routines and habits that make you become that person who will help follow through. Doesn't mean that you have to do it each and every day, right? Again, not 100%, just making progress. So, what type of person do you want to be? So, let's say for me and Vanessa, who had children on the autism spectrum, I want to be calm in a situation where I may not have control of. Right? So when our children maybe are having meltdowns, I want to be a calm person, so then I can make sure that I'm in a good frame of mind physically and mentally and emotionally to be able to help my child or my children. Okay, what type of person do you want to be? I'm a reader. Then, of course, then you go and put on your habit tracker that you might want to read 10 pages of a book, or two, read for 5 minutes. Okay, so really important that you start, as I think it was Melinda, routine. Melinda, remind me again. Routine. I think. Let me quickly. Something routine. What do you name your routine? Routine builder. Whatever name you want to. Like, I know for here you might want to go and change the title to something else. Okay, so having a morning routine, I call it ideal, because then it's not always I'm not always able to follow through and everything all the time. I call it my ideal morning routine, that if and when I'm able to do everything on my morning routine, I can. All right. This is also going to help boost your confidence, because when you complete, so for me, at the moment, I use the Pilot Friction Colors marker. And so, it creates a nice little, sometimes I think it looks like Tetris, right? Nice little visual reminder of that, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right after all. Okay. So when you complete your small wins, it's going to help you feel more confident and ready for bigger challenges. Because all we're doing is we're just stacking the tiny little blocks, right? Building our foundation bit by bit and getting closer to the person we want to be, to the identity we want to be. I want to be someone who's healthy. I want to be someone who's able to walk without hurting, right? So those are those things. So sip your water, stretch a little, write in your journal one sentence at a time, take deep breaths, okay? All these things will help keep you engaged in making sure you are looking after yourself. Because if we're not looking after ourselves, it's going to be a lot more difficult to do the things that's outside of us. Okay, so being carer, being a mother, work as an employee, as a boss. Okay, so really important. So let me quickly show you my other habit trackers of the past, so you can see that don't get to do everything all of the time. Okay, so let's see. So this one, I think January 2022. All right, see, I don't fill it in all the time, and that's okay. I'll pick what's this one here, walking outside. Okay, so was that, I think that was January 2022. Okay, let's have a look. And then another one, January 2023. Oh, there was a few days there that I didn't get to do everything. So I probably was either busy with something else or nursing my emotions, right? And just taking time to just sit with my feelings. All right, so these are your Kuretake Zig Clean color dot marker. Okay, so then if you don't have those, you can just get colorful gel pens, and I just do little hash on the square. Let me see. Okay, so let's say that's a square, and then you can either just do an X, or you can color in the whole box. Okay, or you can do little lines. So whatever way you want to mark it, you can make it colorful and fun. All right, so then there's my February. Let me show you one more, or a few more. All right, March. There's some stuff. Oh, I think, oh, that was homeschool stuff. Okay, and what's this one? Where is it? Where is it? June. Look at that. See? So I wanted, so this is more my evening routine. My energy level is much higher in the morning. I get to do a lot more. So I make sure I put all the important stuff that's me stuff at the top. Okay. So then look, I've changed things around. So to move things around, read, meditate, update the sleep tracker, journal, prep lessons, AM skincare, make the bed, post on Instagram, homeschool, coffee break. All right, so whatever works for you. And I just wanted to show you that I don't do everything 100%, and it's not about that. It's about picking up from where you left off, and remember, each day is not the same. So one day you might have all the energy and the next not so much. So do the best you can. Look for this one, Wednesday the 19th. I just took my water and the pill and then breakfast. I didn't do the rest of the morning routine. Okay, so let's talk about why habit tracking is a game changer for your self-care and well-being. So don't look at your habit tracker as just the list of things to do for productivity and all your tasks, right? Use your habit tracker or routine builder as a way to look after yourself. Okay, habit tracker is a long-term tool, not just for when you think, oh, okay, well, I want to go and read more this month, or read, add more movement. It's your long-term tool. I think I've been using habit tracker since I started planning in a bullet journal, so that's 2019. I don't get it, it's not always 100%, but I show up each and every time the best I can. And so if you can only do it once or twice a week, That's still once or twice a week that you're looking after yourself and well-being. A habit tracker is also going to help you spot patterns. So I know for me, the second and third week of the month, not as well, but I'm okay with that because I do better again at the last week of the month and the first week of the month. So I know that I'll pick up again. So even though, yes, maybe on the second, third week of my habit tracker, it's not as filled in, I'm okay with that because I know I pick it back up. So it's going to help you see patterns. It's also going to help you see patterns that, hey, I don't get to do my morning routine all the time. Maybe you're not a morning person. Maybe yours is an afternoon routine or an evening routine. Okay, so it's going to help you see what's working and what's not. And it also helps you keep accountable because then if you do see a lot of missed days, okay, I'll try again. And then you see a little bit more missed days. So what's this? The reading and learning. All right, I think the reading and learning I've put aside because I've been showing up here with you guys reading, and this is part of my learning. So I should really put that as yes, yes, yes. I've been doing because I've been learning every day in my 30-day mindful messy March challenge. Okay, so this helps you be accountable. And then if you do skip a day or two or maybe a week, then pick it up again the best you can as soon as you can. And the track is customizable. Whatever your lifestyle is at the moment, remember, your lifestyle is not the same each and every time. You might have a busy month. You've got a project. You're on holidays. It's the school kids' holidays, or it's the start of a school year, or the start, the month before new school year starts. So you've got to prepare lots of stuff. So maybe you don't get to do a lot of your morning routine. Okay, so you can customize it to the way your lifestyle is. Don't try and fit your life into the habit tracker. Change it midway if you need to. Now, this matters because if you feel inconsistent, the tracking is going to help bring you back, make you aware, and it's going to help you stay on track. Okay, so my walking pad here, okay, a few missed days there, and I'm going, okay, Marianne, remember you said it's important, and see what happens. And then I start to feel what happens to me when I don't do my walking pad. Then I feel very drained, and then my mental and emotional well-being suffers. So a tracker like this is going to help bring awareness and help you stay on track or get back on track. Okay, so let me quickly have a look at where we are. Ronnie Cat says, I finally saw a walking pad at the Kmart here. So I said that is Marianne was talking about. Yeah, so I'll pop it in. I'll pop it in the planners community, but I'll just have a thing there that this I'll do the measurement. It's just really in the right size for a short person. Vanessa says, yes, please. I would love the headspace. I will. Okay. Ronnie Cat, I plan on taking a break from Duolingo after I reach 1,000 days. Wow, that is fantastic. So I can focus on other things except languages. Yeah, so change it up. Remember, anything that helps, I'm assuming with the Duolingo, it's for your mental well-being, keeping your mind active, keeping you cognitively alert. And then, so yeah, change things up. 1,000 days is wonderful milestone. That is so fantastic. Let me see. Okay. That deserves a way. I love it. Maybe set up a high-low bar for the habits you're working on. Yes, exactly. So I have a scale for my walking pad, 10 to 15 minutes if the energy is not there, and or 20 to 30. So I have my habit tracker here, but a lot of the times I also put it in my well-being planner spread. I don't do it now because I know exactly my own scale, but before, I'll put meditate, 5 to 10 minutes, walking pad 10 to 20, read or learn, so read, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so tidy up 5 to 10 minutes. So then you have a range of, so then that way, even if you do the smallest amount, it is still a big win, right? So it's about winning and making sure that we are actioning. So if you do feel overwhelmed, your habit tracker is going to help break things down into smaller, doable steps, right? It's not just about, oh, okay, I'm supposed to look after myself and put a lot more self-care into my day. This just breaks it down. Okay. Or if you feel unmotivated, seeing your progress and marking it down with your colorful markers, right? Even if it's a small win, it helps keep you going. So visually, as a visual planner, learner, and being tactile and loving my stationery, all of this is not only a great way to track, a great way to reduce the overwhelm, great way to motivate me, but it's something joyful that I like to do. Setting it up, embellishing it, coloring it. These are all things that bring me intrinsic motivation, things that I want to do just for me. I mean, of course, for me, I share it, but if I wasn't sharing it, these are the things that make me happy. And I've done it since, I was little, just marking things. So really, really important. So like I said, let me know in the chat, or if you're watching on the replay, what's one habit or routine you'd like to do for yourself in the morning that you want to start adding, or make sure you keep doing. And, if you have a habit tracker like this, note it down. Okay. So just have a think. If there's something you really want to do, what's stopping you at the moment? Okay, so I'd love to hear from you. So let me know the habit you wish you could be doing more consistently in the morning, and what would be your biggest struggle with building this morning routine. Now remember, if you can I have the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable that you can use, and there it comes with the habit tracker in it. So let me quickly just show you. Okay, so in the Ultimate Planner Bundle has the calendar. There's a habit and mood and sleep tracker as well. So mood's very tracking your mood. The well-being planner. Now this actually breaks down a lot of my morning habits into more funnel, like focusing it on a weekly basis. You've got weekly spread, daily spread, and then at the back you have gratitude, space for gratitude log, and also writing down your wins. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed to my email newsletter or joined my Plannerettes community, you can grab a free habit tracker. I want to look after you. Okay, so this habit tracker, if you're new to habit tracking, or you just want to focus on 1 to 2 new habits or new morning routines, grab this. It's the link to sign up for my Plannerettes community, or the weekly email newsletter. The link's in the description, so you can grab this for free. And I have even written little prompts on what to do, and then this little habit tracker can help you track your habits on a 3-week basis. So then it allows you to go, okay, what's working, what's not, can I move things at a different time of the day? Okay, so if you want to start your own habit tracking journey, grab this, download it, print it. If you use iPad, you can put it in your iPad as well, and then use colorful markers to mark things off. Okay, so let me know if you have this already, and then if not, grab it. It's free. Yes, free. Why? Because I want you to also make sure you are looking after yourself. I know the benefit it has given me, not just because I was a mum of teenage boys, or a mum of someone who's on the autism spectrum, but I know how the benefit is given me just for my own well-being and my own self-care. I see the progress I've made, and I'm not as overwhelmed. I'm not saying I'm no longer I'm always overwhelmed. That's why I plan. That's why I'm always anxious. That's why I plan, because then it helps, right? Bring it in, and so I'm not losing my mind, every hour of the day. Okay, so make sure, if you have found this helpful, I would love for you to hit that like button. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe as well. Melinda says, I find that if I track things, I can see what I'm doing well, but it also shows me what I'm not doing well. Exactly. I can look at why and what barriers are stopping me and work through them. Exactly. So if we just go about with our habits and routines and not track it, not see visually how well we're going, I'm saying how well we're going, because if we're not going well, it's not that we're going well. Maybe it's just we put it at the wrong time of the day. Or maybe we're doing a habit and routine that doesn't fit within the lifestyle we have at the moment. You can let go of some routines for this month, you know. You don't have to do it. I mean, if you go on a holiday, you know, there's maybe some things that you're not going to be doing. It's okay to let go of something for the moment if it doesn't fit the lifestyle you are in, okay? So let me see. Thank you for always posting resources for everyone. You're truly kind for all you do. No, oh, I was going to say, no, I'm not. Yes, thank you. It's because I enjoy how much you appreciate it and you also use it. And because sometimes, you know, I know sometimes it's like, oh, I can't afford to do something like that. It's like, so I'm removing the barrier, right? As Melinda says, I'm removing the barrier. You can never say, oh, I don't have a habit tracker, because Marianne has one for you. Here, grab it, get it, get it. Okay, so but yeah, make sure you do let me know if you found it helpful, got any questions or any aha moment in today's session about morning routine. So don't look at your habit tracker as a to-do list, right? It's what can I do that is important to me, that looks after my well-being, so then it helps me set the day in a positive, refreshing way. Okay, so really, really important. Thank you, Stephanie, for appreciating me. I truly, truly love seeing people's comments and how much it has helped them. My brain dumping and my recent April embellishment, you guys have been so lovely in your comments, and aha moments are really, really appreciated. All right, so that's a top of the hour and just under an hour and a half. I appreciate you. What's tomorrow? My Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow I'll just do a quick one. I always say do a quick one, and then I'll think up of something to share. But can I just share with you something? Can I share with you something? Let me see if I can. Where's my desk? So you remember how I bought the other day, on the weekend, I had my macro break. So macro break is taking half to a full day off, just for yourself, to make sure it helps prevent burnout. So I wanted to pick up crocheting again, and I saw Anna Flora Faye do a cute peonies crochet. So I picked up a 0.75 millimeter hook and a lace yarn or thin yarn, cotton yarn, and this is what I made originally. So then I attached a bobby pin, okay, and then I added more layers so then it looks better. And then let me zoom in a bit. And then I made another one. And then I made another one. Okay, let me see if I can pop it in my hair. Ooh. Ooh. Now I feel like oh my God, that looks so good. I probably will put a top bun a little bit higher on my head here. So there we go. I bought the pattern for it. It's a video tutorial, so I'll make sure, I don't think I've added that in the description. So that has been my lovely mindfulness activity, is crocheting, and that's just helping me work through all the emotions that's going through my head at the moment. Let's quickly have a look. I love when you would show off your planner pouches, Marianne. Or do you still make them? Oh, it's just a matter of finding the time to do it. I did see one in my drawer the other day. Probably maybe share a pattern for it. So maybe that could be your sewing craft activity. Thank you, Ronnie Cat. So cute. Yes, very pretty. And so that's been what I've been working on the last day or so during my breaks. And then just practicing my crochet with a small crochet, very, very small crochet hook. All right, everybody, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on another wonderful live stream and keeping me company. I will see you tomorrow on the day 26 of my 30-day Mindful Messy March Challenge. Mwah! Love you all. Bye-bye. Bye.